Hey people, how are you doing in this coronavirus pandemic times? I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you're not in too much difficulty concerning your financial situation. I know it's very, very rough for a lot of people out there right now. What I want to do is quickly go over how I use Musescore and NEUTRINO to enter Japanese lyrics to create a Japanese song, even though I don't know Japanese. I can't speak it, I can't write it. I've kind of given up on the idea of learning Japanese because I'm just too dumb to learn any language, apparently. So what I've done, what I've resorted to, is using Japanese poems or Japanese phrases. I try to avoid using Google Translate and putting in English phrases and converting it and translating it to Japanese, because the translation is not really great. The other issue is that when you do use Japanese and you don't know Japanese, there's a problem with creating a song in that you might be trying to make the lyrics follow a melody that's unnatural to how the Japanese is spoken, and I do a bad job of doing this mainly because I'm very lazy. But what I do try, if I remember to, is to use Google Translate, not for the translation, but to use an existing phrase. And you can see that I've already gathered all these Japanese phrases. I got this from a website that listed a bunch of common angry Japanese phrases, so I wanted to use that as a basis for a song, even though, strung together it kind of doesn't make sense. But that's okay, because a lot of modern pop songs have lyrics that are just garbage anyway. So what I did was I took this phrase, which basically translate into "who do you think you are?" and Google Translate says it's "what are you?" But what I do is I listen to it
お前何様
so that I get an idea of the natural flow of the words. If you know the natural flow of the words, then you can kind of avoid making a melody that goes against it. Like, for instance, like if you say potato, you wouldn't write a song and have the singer sing something like potato, something that's really unnatural. And that's what can happen if you don't know the language. And that's exactly what the problem that I run up against. So I try to avoid that by using Google Translate to hear what the Japanese sounds like, to hear the rhythm of it. Of course, it doesn't work all the time, but it's the best that I can do. Normally, I would rather have an actual real Japanese person do the translation, and I've done that before. I've gone on to Fiverr and hired a translator to translate lyrics. But again, given these times, you kind of have to watch out for your money. So I've resorted to doing this. So how do you put in these Japanese lyrics in? Well, I've got the Musescore up. The two applications that you use are you can use Musescore and then feed that into NEUTRINO to create your song. And if you don't know what NEUTRINO is, it's a vocal synthesizer like Vocaloid. So I've already created a stupid simple melody. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to input this phrase into these notes. So first thing you want to do is go to Control L in Musescore. That puts you into lyric entry mode. And from there, I just go back and forth from Notepad or whatever application you have that has the Japanese characters. Oh, one important thing. You must use Hiragana. Japanese is comprised of like 3 alphabets. If you find a Japanese phrase that you want to use, you have to convert it all into Hiragana. And I found a website that has this tool to do that. So let's start this. I'm going to copy. And you could use Control-C, but I put my fingers permanently on Control-V so I can go back to Musescore, make sure I have the focus there, and Control-V to paste it in. And I'm not smart enough to switch my fingers back from Control-C to V without screwing up. So, and basically you just keep going back and forth. Copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste. After a while, you get into this rhythm, and it's very quick. And for my last note, I'm going to extend this lyric into this note. And to do that, you have to use the N dash. You can't use a hyphen, and you can't use the M dash. It's the N dash that does it. I'm not going to go into how to use Musescore. There are several videos on YouTube already that does a great explanation on how to use the basics of Musescore, how to enter notes and things like that. That's what I had to watch because when I first tried to use Musescore, it was extremely difficult for me. I could not figure it out how to do it on my own. Well, I kind of did, but I was so slow at it. Watching those videos on YouTube really improved my speed. So I'm going to save this. And what you want to do then is export this into an uncompressed music XML file and make sure you are in the correct directory because you want to make sure you're in the NEUTRINO Score Music XML directory. You can, as you can see, I already had a existing file. I'll replace it. Now that that's in the proper directory, your run.bat file and edit that. And as you can see, I've already entered in the name of the file. It's under set base name. It's just the name. You don't put in the extension. So if I had to change it, I would have changed it here, updated and saved it. Then I can run it. And that will generate the output. If you have a long score, it will take some time to render. But this is just 2 bars, so it's not that bad. Everybody washing your hands? Make sure you wash your hands and wear a mask. Here we go. Now we go to the output. And you can see it's going to have that underscore syn. I guess that's called, stands for synthesis. But the name of the test file was test. Double click on that. Let's hear it. And there you have it. That's the Kiritan voice bank. See? It wasn't that hard, right? Now you can start writing your own songs in NEUTRINO, given that we have all this time, and a lot of you are probably not even able to go to school. So make use of your time.